Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Adrian Somoza and this is Bond. And today I'm going to start a portfolio review. Now, I've been a lead designer at MediaMonks and I have reviewed hundreds of portfolios during my time there. So what I'm going to be doing here is evaluating your portfolios based on three main factors. First, focus, what do you do and is it clear? Quality, how well do you do it? And presentation, how well do you sell yourself and your work? Now, if you want me to review your portfolio for this series, send us an email at info@bond.academy and including the subject portfolio review plus your name, and include your career goal in the email, like for example get a job at an agency, and a link to your portfolio. If you want me to review your portfolio on a private one-to-one session, we can also do that. I'll leave a link in the description so you can book a call, and you can always email us if you have any questions or doubts about how the private sessions work, what you'll get and stuff like that. I'll give you all the info you need if you want to. So let's jump into this portfolio review, and I'm gonna start with a director, and I'm gonna do that because I want to show you like what's your north, what do you wanna be aiming at, if you wanna aim at like a 10 portfolio review, you know. So let's start with this guy. He's called Paul Leroy. He's an art director from France, and right off the bat I know really quickly what he does. The only thing is that it says art director, but I would add something that entails digital design, because he's focusing on digital design. So I would say maybe digital art director, or design art director or design director, I don't know. But that's just a detail. But overall, if you look at this portfolio, I think this is a 10 out of 10. Going from the covers, the last little detail inside the project. So let's take a look really quickly and you will see what I mean. If we scroll a little bit, we can see that he masters typography really well. He masters composition as well, and there's like clear edges in the composition. He's doing a lot of great work to present just the project, and that's really important. You need to show your skills not only on your work but also on your presentation skills. So your presentation should be another project on its own. So like you see, this guy has really good presentation skills. He shows some animations of how the website works. So you not only see the static design, but you also see animations. And you can see that there's a very good work with typography, with the system. He's very consistent with the sizes. He's not changing the sizes all the time. There's a few hierarchies and they are very clear. Then the compositions are very clear. The interactions, what I need to do in each page is super clear. And you also see like animation, so if you didn't understand, then you can see the animation. And he's also telling a story, right? He's not only showing like website designs, but he's also like showing things like this that maybe are more inspirational, but they are really cool to present the work. So this would be a guy that I would personally reference when I'm looking to create my own project or presentation on Behance. One other thing that I really liked is this still here, where he includes a mobile design, but then he includes a large picture of a model, and it's the same model that it's appearing on the mobile device. So I think this paints the picture really well, that it's about the clothing, but at the same time you're seeing my work for that brand. So it tells really well the story. So if you look at more of his designs, you will see that he's a very good designer, pretty top notch. So I would say this is a north. aim at having a portfolio like this that is focused on UI design, that has enough amount of work that you can see that there's a lot of experience here. And if you get into the project, you see that the presentation is really on point. Now let's take a look at a designer that I found here on Behance. Her name is Polina Konitskaya. I don't know if that's and she's a UI UX designer and graphic designer. So overall, what I see is that there's a good focus, so that's good. You're a UI UX designer and graphic designer. I would maybe personally remove the graphic designer, because UI UX designer entails also that you know graphic design, so just remove that. But let's take a look at her works. So her works are all related to website design, so that's really good. Focus is very good. Let's take a look at maybe her latest work, because normally we assume that the latest is the best one, so let's take a look. So there's a hero to kind of introduce us, and that's good. There's some information about the project and what happened in the project, the stages of the project, the UX and the UI. There's some images to tell the story, so that's really good. Now, in terms of the visuals, I would say this is good, but it's not top-notch yet. So keep at it, keep working on your composition skills. Overall, I would say it's the buttons are clear, where I need to click looks pretty clear. So UX-wise, doesn't feel like it's too off. But in terms of the visuals, especially for this hero section, but overall for the rest of the website and the project, focus on your typography skills. For example, on the typographic system, what we see is more like a typographic scale than a typographic system, because there's a lot of sizes that are very near to each other in size and in contrast. So this looks more like a scale than a system. So you need to work on your hierarchies and make them more contrasting between each other. Colors are pretty okay. So color work is pretty on point. I would also add a little bit of more subtle colors. In terms of the composition, maybe it's a little bit safe, but you could also experiment with some compositions that are that break a little bit the norm and add a little bit of flair to it. But overall, I think this is a good example of a portfolio for a junior level, and you are showing enough work, enough amount of work, and your presentation skills are pretty good, and your visual skills might need a little bit of work. So keep at it. Congratulations. And last but not least, I'm going to show you a portfolio from Daria Penko. She is a UX, UI designer and web designer. That's really good in terms of focus, and I didn't look for a portfolio that is not focused. Sorry for that. I'm going to show you a portfolio that is not really focused, but you can contrast with yours and see if you're doing well in terms of focus. This is a 10 in terms of focus. It has like even featured work in UI, so in XD as well, so that's really good. Shows that she's proficient in UI design, and she uses Adobe XD, which is a program for UI design. So that's really good. In terms of the presentation, let's take a look. So if we open this, we get a more impactful visual for the hero of the project. We get a little explanation of what the project is about. There's some animations, so that's really good, and you're showing how this works, and that really tells the story of the website. In terms of the visuals, I think you still have a little bit of work, so I would say this is more of a mid-year level. If we're comparing it to Media.Monks or top-notch agency standards nowadays, I would say this is a mid-year level designer. She has very good composition skills. She has strong typography skills. I would work a little bit more on the typographic system as well. For example, if we take a look here, my name is and about and all these links here almost have the same size, but my name is a little bit bigger. So I wouldn't do that little change. I would keep the same hierarchy that we have on these links for the my name is. So little things like that add a lot to the design. And for example, the logo here has a padding, but the menu icon on the right has more padding. So, maybe align that a little bit more so that they coincide with each other, and maybe add something here to add closure to the composition. But overall, I think she has strong compositions. The hierarchies are pretty clear, and the design speaks about the type of work that she's doing. So she's doing appropriate art direction decisions for the type of projects that she works on. So that's a good indicator that she's preparing to become a good art director. So that's really good. She shows a little bit about the grid. She also tells a story with videos, and she's not only showing you the design, but she's also showing you videos. It's overall a very good portfolio. Let's take a look at another one to see the consistency between the projects, and she keeps the quality. This one might be a little bit simpler, doesn't have the details that the other one has. Maybe that was because of the time she had to do it, I don't know. Still, it's a decent composition. Its hierarchies are clear. You can follow the design and understand what's happening, and there's some cool overlays going on. So overall, this is a good portfolio. I would say it's between a junior and a meteor, if I took a look at her work. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked this portfolio review. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up so I know that you want to see more of this, and let me know your feedback, your thoughts on this, and if you'd like to see more, and if you have any ideas of how can I improve it. I'm gonna be testing out the format for this portfolio reviews, but I hope they're useful, and hope you're well, and I'll catch you on the next video.